I have an idea for a guitar canoe. Follow me on this. So my guitar, right? It has a case. The case, it's like kind of like cushion material. But that cushion material, right? What it reminds me of, it could be a life vest. It could like, the guitar case would be your life vest. There'd be a way to inflate the guitar case. And inside the guitar case is gonna be a guitar that's gonna be playable with like tent, like a stove, and like other like survival gear. The idea came from, if anybody watched the movie Desperado, they like have guitars and inside there's like a bunch of guns and like bullets and like one even has like a missile launcher, right? The idea came from that. So it's like, imagine a place like this, right? They're by themselves, okay? I don't know if you need a permit. Imagine having a guitar case, right? That changes into like a little raft and you could like river raft this whole thing down, right? And then like, let's just say you're tired, right? Like just like them, you're just like, you know what? I want to finish the day. You would just stop by here, set up tent, camp out here for a day or two. And then once you're finished, you could just go back on the river and go back down. Wouldn't that be so sick? And it'll be safe, you know? And you'll have to have training on like, there'll be like sections like, you know, only these areas. Cause look, they're doing it. And see, it's not a canoe. There's no paddle. It's gonna look like a boogie board. So you're like laying on it. And that gives you way more control than a canoe. So imagine a bunch of people like on a boogie board with a life vest that's the shape like, you know, like a guitar case and just like, and see, this is where my ideas all end up with money. Okay, so this is Kernville, right? Kern County. And I know that Kern County has a lot of money. But imagine with this idea, a bunch of people started like going down this river and there would have to be rules. Like if you purchase this guitar canoe, and yeah, because it's my idea, I could do it. You have to have a plea or you have to agree like not to litter. Like that's the #1 rule. Like pick up after yourself and that's it, you know? Other ideas about like, you know, defecation and like where to use the bathroom, I'll talk to other survival people because I haven't thought that far. But imagine a bunch of like people outside. Oh, we got a jet. Dude, that one was so close that I got it. I seriously love it here. Okay, so this guitar canoe. Okay, so imagine this idea brings in people here, right? To Kern. Okay? The tourism is gonna bring all the money here. You know, there has to be, the thing is, I don't ever want an idea to create waste. Because you know when things get popular, you know what happens? There's more waste. It gets dirtier. And then like, what I had to like pick up, trash, that's gonna be everybody. See, do you see that? There's a blue tarp right there because some inconsiderate people just left their trash there, you know? In a beautiful place like this. It's like, I don't understand. No, it's just, you know what? When I was young, I used to litter too. In nature, just as beautiful. And it's just because I was ignorant, you know? That's why people could trash places like this. But if there was like a bunch of travelers, right, coming to Kernville and with like agreeing to like not litter and to like pick up after themselves, like keeping area clean and keeping it like this and like even making it better, that'll produce millions and millions of dollars in revenue for this community. Also, these are the times where like I really love my ADHD. If anyone wants to know, if you have ADHD, your short-term memory is really bad. Like I forget things all the time, but my long-term memory is really good. So I was talking about this guitar canoe idea, right? Regardless of the money it brings, because of more people here, there's gotta be more like employees, right? Like every restaurant or every motel, imagine like it becoming more busy and it's continuing to grow. You have to hire more people. That means more jobs. And dude, I would love to work here. When I thought about this idea, like I think it was like a couple months ago, imagine like every like 500 feet, like a little like lighthouse, like a refill station where they sold stuff, or like, and you know, it didn't have to be with money. Everything was through like, you know, Apple Pay, buy a card, right? Like a little plastic card, and then like you charge it with like $30 or like $50. And then when you go to these little stops, if you need like fire starter, you can just swipe the card and there's like fire starter. And every post there'd be like someone there that's like a lifeguard that's like working and getting paid and having a good time, because you know, kind of like what Daniel Tosh said, you're never gonna see someone angry on a jet ski. You know, it's like I can't imagine someone frowning riding a boogie board down these rapids right here. I can't imagine going down here like angry, like, oh my god, I'm so mad right now. You know, it would be a cool job because of one idea. That was like another thing why I started YouTube. I have a lot of these ideas, like a lot. Like I would work here, man. I'll get my lifeguard license and like see people river rafting. And that's another thing too. This is another rule. You gotta wear appropriate clothing. Yeah, it would be so sick seeing a bunch of girls in like bikinis, like river rafting, but no. You gotta cover up, man. This is not to like show your body. It's to survive and like respect nature and like find your inner self, you know? And like bring that goodness back into society instead of bringing like all the negative things in society to nature, like throwing away your garbage, you know? I'm about to go down to the river with my guitar, but if I fall with this guitar on my back, it's gonna be so funny. New. And you'll understand why. So I've been thinking more and more about it. There has to be an agreement. If you purchase this product or buy it from someone else at a cheaper cost, there's like a creed where like you can't litter. I'm not saying you have to pick up other people's litter, but you can't litter. You always have to like clean up your area before you leave. I'm wearing this guitar, right? Or as a backpack. And the idea came from, wouldn't it be cool to river raft? And like my idea was, okay, I need to buy a canoe, a life jacket, everything, blah, blah, blah. But I came up with this idea. Let's go here. Oh, and there's like a ledge right here, perfect. Okay, so the idea came from this, right? What if this guitar case, right? This top portion came off and it became a life vest. And this guitar right here, the bottom side, would like fold out into like a boogie board raft. So the top portion of the case is a life vest, and then you get on your boogie board and you could ride down. And like, of course, so I was thinking like the front side of this will be inflatable. So you'd be able to deflate and inflate it depending on when you want to ride the river. And you know, you could put a helmet right here and like extra storage compartments. So this is what the idea was. So you could be on the river and play guitar. So if you open up, I don't know if anyone's watched the movie Desperados, but their guitars, they could play it and then it opens and there's like guns and like grenades and ammunition inside. So I was thinking instead of guns, we could open it up and like in every compartment there would be like survival gear. Like your tent will be there, a chair, cooking supplies, a stove, gas cans. So the idea was, and this is way possible, so like all your gears like storage up in this guitar, right? So the idea was, first we would have to find like regulations and permits and speak with the community if this is even possible in like locations. Yeah, imagine one day you're like, hey, I want to go camping for a couple days. So you just grab your guitar, you just grab this and you walk out the door and you park your car at Kern River, right? And you go to a point, you take off, and then you make this into a canoe, you ride it down, And then when you get tired, right? When you get tired or you want to like stop because you see like a nice spot somewhere like along the bank, you know, like anywhere here. And you could even just like, you can maneuver your raft or your boogie board like right into here. And you can walk up, find like a spot over there or even up there. There potentially, even if this idea hits, there could even potentially be like signs like, oh, this is a stopway point where you could like refill your supplies and camp. And so you take out your camping gear and then you pitch a tent anywhere you want, and you have fire starter material, you know, like everything you need to camp. And then the best part is, you know that guitar case? That guitar, it actually works. So you can play guitar, river raft, and camp and enjoy nature all in one. That was the idea. And that was the whole idea of like getting the community involved. Because if this idea works, right, it'll bring tourism into Kernville from everywhere. And that potentially is millions of dollars for, you know, like new employees, like development, you know, money to the community, like even to like people gotta eat. You know, what if they want to eat like a good meal before they go on river rafting? So it's like they'll be spending money at restaurants. And it's not like we're just having like people that can't afford, you know. There's gonna be people with lots of money that they're gonna travel from outside to go to destinations. And that was the whole point of the YouTube. What if we saw a bunch of people doing what I'm doing, making money, making videos, uploading it on YouTube, collecting money from the ad revenues because we've been doing this like as a job, you know? We're kind of like switching the idea of like the 9 to 5, right? So we do this, we edit, we upload, and that's it. And next time we want to go, we just grab this and we do it exactly the same thing. And this is the beautiful thing about like, of all the solo camping trips I've been to, right? Even if it's at the same location, just a different spot changes the whole experience entirely. And like, you learn something in the process of like how to survive better, what I needed, what I didn't need. So, guitar canoe idea. The idea, if you like the idea, if you could share it to a couple friends that maybe could possibly make this a possibility. If you have friends that are like, they make life vests or like are into survival gear, someone I could like maybe collaborate with this idea to potentially making a lot of money for a lot of people. And imagine packing this up, getting on a little boogie board, and you can bump into the rocks, it won't hurt you. The current is not fast enough for anyone to get hurt. And yeah, dude, that's just how you camp.